Hello everyone! It's Sunday. It's a special time of the week where we sit down and we discuss all the great things around Scars of Honor and MMORPGs. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Venelin and I am a CEO of Beastburst Entertainment and Creative Director of Scars of Honor. So guys, welcome and big shout out to Theory Forge who made a raid into the stream. Guys, today I have a special guest with us. One second, let me bring him up to the Discord. One second, guys. Okay. Yes, here we go. This is Mr. Alexander Filipov, who is design director of Scars of Honor. He is here with us. So Alex, tell us a few words about yourself, where you started, what were your favorite classes, what was the inspirations, and in general, what you do for Scars of Honor.
Hello everyone, I'm with the company for more than 2 years. I'm making games for more than 15 years. Ex-pro gamer, if you can say pro gamer, from the start of 2000s. Big fan of Warcraft 3. I'm Elf and Orc primarily playing those two classes, Demo Hunter and Beastmaster. So I was very, very inspired when World of Warcraft came. After that I was a rogue, because I know that you all love rogues. You want to stay stun locked for a couple of minutes. But basically from there my MMO passion started to kind of...
One second, Alex. There is a complaint with the audio. 1 second. Guys, can you hear me well, but you don't hear well? Alex, what is the situation? Can you just... we hear you fine?
Test.
Discord. Okay, Discord is a little bit down, so let me just increase the volume of Alex. 1 second. 1 second, guys. So, good volume. Input device. Okay, so it should be okay. 1 second. Alex, can you say a word so the chat say if you can hear you
Hello?
better?
How about now, guys?
Is it better, chat? Do you hear Alex better? Still low.
Test.
Okay, let me then try to understand where I can make this thing a little bit louder. 1 second. Okay. That's
What about now, guys?
second. More options, voice and video settings. So, oh, wait, like that. Voice isolation, no, we don't need that. 1 second. So it should be fine now. Let me see. I hear you well, but I don't know why. Can you say something now?
What about now, guys? Is it better? Do you hear me at all?
It should be. Same. Oh, that's weird. Guys, any idea where I can increase the volume? Because here on the audio, I'm hearing it like it goes on max. So can you guys tell me where in the settings I can... No, it's OBS, it shows fine. It shows fine. It's as his end might get closer. I hear him well. Alex, can you get the mic closer or increase the volume from your side? Just from Discord.
I think that's the maximum. Let me check. Yeah, that's the maximum Discord, guys.
That's the maximum. Okay, 1 second. Then let me give boost maybe. 1 second. I will give a boost like that. 1 second. 5 decibels. Can you say something now?
Test. What about now, guys? Is it better?
It should be.
Test.
Better. Okay.
Yes.
I will give a bigger boost. 1 second. I will boost it from my side. So 1 second. And it should be... Yeah, say something now.
Hello, everyone. Do you have a breakthrough?
Now it's too now it's too loud.
If your ears are bleeding, apologies for that.
1 second. It should be fine. Like that, it should be fine. It should be a little bit better. But yeah,
Okay,
it's
guys.
coming from your side. The audio needs to be increased in some way.
Okay.
1 second. I hear you well, definitely, but why is it that weird? I don't know actually. So guys, can you hear him? Can you hear him
Test,
better
test,
now?
test. Is it better, guys?
It's a lot better. Okay.
Okay, guys, let's start then.
Yes.
Let's start
Okay.
again.
So Alex, let's do it again.
Okay, so remember what I said like 5 minutes ago? Let's repeat that. Okay, so basically I'm playing games forever, as everybody here. So that's no longer something to be hyped about. But I'm making games for 15 years. I'm in with Beastburst for 2 years. Basically, I'm on head of the game design, and I'm ex so-called pro gamer in Warcraft 3 and League of Legends. Warcraft 3, I was playing Elf and Orcs. I was always a big fan of dexterity melee characters because they don't rely on armor. They're just obviously they have a lot of armor because of dexterity, but they're the toughest people. They don't have this big plate armor. World of Warcraft, I played as a rogue. I know you all love rogues, and you're so happy about that. So I was still looking people for ages making PvP videos. Leading raids and being a class leader of the rogue, that really kind of was my big introduction to the MMO scene. Before that Ultima, but that was I was too young to fully enjoy and immerse myself into that.
Okay.
Um, so that's me. I'm a big fan of that. But over the years, my class preferences changes. My fingers are not that fast to be able to dominate with some of those more
Ale-
dynamic classes.
Alex, before we jump in, can you just do one last check to see which mic you have selected in Discord? Because chat is saying the moment when you went closer to the camera, they started hearing you better. So you might be using the microphone from the camera. Can you just double check on that?
Yes, it's the same microphone. I just have one. There is none
You don't
other.
have a microphone on the camera, don't you?
Yes, I just have one, guys.
Okay, okay. So, 1 second. I want to try something for last time. Okay. Uh,
Let me check something.
now
Is
it
it
went
better?
way better.
Okay. I just restarted the settings.
Okay. Now you should be hearing him way better, guys.
Is it better?
Now it's good. Perfect. Perfect. Finally!
Oh my god. Okay.
Okay,
Perfect.
guys. Cleaner. Great, great, great. So, guys, today we are going to go over all the game design intents about all of the classes in Scars of Honor. It's very important for you to know that everything that we see today, is just our inspiration, is just our game design intent about how we want these classes to look like, to play like in Scars of Honor. Now, on another side, I also want to say that everything that you see here tonight was a document that was created a long time ago. This is our game design, part of our game design book, and a lot of things are subject to change. So it is important to know that we will go class by class of the game design intents, but there can be differences when we release the game. So tonight, we are just showing you where we wanted to go with these classes and we discuss. So I'm switching right away to the document and let me make Alex is just ahead 1 second. Let me make you a little bit bigger. 1 second. 1 second. Okay. 1 second.
So guys,
Okay.
is it better?
Yes, you're positioned well, and we can start. So
Guys,
explain us what we see on the screen right now.
so before I do that, what we wanted to do with Beast Burst is always to kind of invite you into the kitchen before everything is fully done and dusted. So you have we really care about your input. So what we're going to show, it's a very old document that was used just for us to find our North Star when it comes to the classes, to the class design. And it's not made for publisher, for investors, for anyone. It's just made for us to be creative and to look for these great angles when we make the classes, and to feel that we have much more a concept in mind that we can even be able to realize, right, in the game. So our classes will be 10 at one point. On release, we'll see how many of them we'll be able to release. But we are having the warrior, the priest, the ranger, the paladin, the mystic, or occultist. We are changing this name, or the witch even, of this class constantly. The druid, the necromancer, the assassin, the pirate, and the mage. So all of those classes, we will tell you about our inspirations. We're going to show you media from a different places. This is how we do game design. We're inspired from multiple places. It's not like a singular movie or several games. And we will tell you a little bit more about how this journey with the classes started about a year and a half ago. And this document is that old. So nothing pretty. It's more about the depth and the mindset and the design intent of every class.
Okay. Okay, so guys, I'm trying to find the right balance between the audios right here. So excuse me if audio is not perfect. Right now, can you just for last time tell me how it is the audio between me and Alex? Is it okay? Now it's perfect. Okay, okay, because I artificially boosted his while I decreased mine. We find the sweet spot. Okay, Alex. So we went over this and we actually wanted to create some sort of design choice about what kind of weapons we imagine those classes to look like. Now, can you tell us a little bit about the classes that you have previously played in other MMORPGs and what were your favorite parts about those classes? You played also a lot of Path of Exile, if I'm not mistaken. So walk us through all of the which is your favorite class and why?
It really depends of which is the game and what I want to do. So it's about my mood. In some cases, I want to make an army of minions and just be very lazy and being able to eat a sandwich while I'm cleaning the room, or I'm being effective in a scenario. In some cases, I want to try to recapture my previous more competitive background and try to be with a more skilled and more micro-intensive characters. It really depends of the mood, but usually what I want to do is to have a class that I have a feel, that I have a control over the battlefield, the fight, the scene, the situation. I don't like to be just act alone. So usually the healers, if they're very passive healers, are the class that I pay less with those. But those things obviously very much vary
Okay.
between leagues, between games, and all of that.
Okay, so I have a question directly from the chat, and I know from you that this is your favorite class in Scars of Honor. Please tell us a little bit more about the Mystic and why you feel like, let's start with your favorite one, then we'll go with mine, and then we go with all the rest. So tell us a little bit more about the Mystic in Scars of Honor, and why is it your favorite class? How it should feel like, how it should play like.
We have now we're going to go through the review, but before we go through the Mystic, let's put a pin on the weapons and we'll come back to that.
Okay, okay.
So through this journey, we're going to show you, and again, this is very back in the day. Now we don't have subclasses even, right?
Yes.
But we're going to tell you about what is the class, how we saw the class, how we define them, and basically
Alex,
what
sorry
were
to stop
our
you.
inspirations.
Sorry to stop
all
you.
of that.
Here,
Yeah.
can you tell us a little bit why we dropped the idea for subclasses? What was the intent? Why we did this? Because we have a lot of new people around and they might not be familiar. Why we decided to drop the subclasses idea?
So the idea of the subclass is it's a very good one. I want to be, let's say, a tank. I want to be a paladin, frontline, beefy guy, and I go for that. The problem with that is very limited. What we wanted to do is to allow you to still find those subclasses within the class, but to have a complete freedom in a very dynamic and very robust talent tree with a lot of talents. We have about 300 per class, and every node to allow you to be
a little bit more like to be tank, but maybe to have a little bit more on the Inquisitor fiery DPS part, or to have a little bit of a more of the sustain part. So you can still have a commitment to what is your role, but we wanted it to be a little bit less defined. The main concept we had, this is the game design intent, is to not have one build for tanks, paladins forever. Instead, to have this kind of a feeling that this is my class, but because I have those cars or those equipment, I can still be a great tank, but I have this shield potential that actually defend my team. Even if I lose the boss or I'm a little bit in a bad situation, I can still support my backline. So every choice for us, we are very, very keen to have those very important choices within the talents.
Should we
And
go for a
also,
second? Should we go for a
yeah,
second about the initial intent? Because we wanted to have a subclass for the Paladin. We used to call it a Knight back then. And we
yes,
wanted to have these three subclasses, which are a DPS, tank, support, and brawler. But we decided, as you said already, to go more on the hybrid approach where we can have more customizable option for your specific paladin. And do you remember how Abu was joking? If paladin kills you with three buttons, that's war accurate. Like this is you don't need to touch it anymore. This is war accurate in every game. Paladin is just killing you with three buttons. This is something that we don't want to do here in Scars of Honor. Yet on the previous test we had some mistakes with the Paladin. He was a little bit overpowered back then. So this was our inspirations about the Paladin, and they are still valid. They are still valid. However, guys, we are going to achieve this over with the talent tree. So, Alex, can you walk us a little bit about the different playstyles of the Paladin and explain the inspirations why you went, for example, to King Arthur, Paladin and Cavalier? Like, what were all of the game design motivations behind all these references, and why we wanted to get inspired from these?
the moment you have a talent tree that is more like a constellation of stars, we start to be in love with that. And we saw that there is not only three paths, right? Three paths are too limited. So we saw we can have six, we can have nine, and we can start to blend the subclasses a little bit more. We can create new classes that we never thought about. So this is why we went in that way, in that direction. For example, with the knight back in the day, it was called knight. We really like the idea of this inquisitor, this punisher, this very aggressive. I don't heal. I don't care about my team. I go and I see how enemies generate scenes with their active abilities and their actions, and then I can judge those scenes, and we create this kind of a idea of the Inquisitor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also, we also like the idea of, let's say, Paladin to just get out of their comfort zone, become something unique, something different. It's still within the class. You still have a lot of the abilities of the core Paladin, but you go and specialize in this kind of a dot fiery, burn the enemies, burn the heretics type of
Alex,
a subclass.
soon, recently, we had a discussion about Paladin, how we want to change it from the old play style, from the build that we showcased in 2024. And me and you, we went into a very, I don't know, maybe there we were one-sided on that idea that we don't want the Paladin to feel as close to Warrior as it is right now, because we had the Leap of Fate, which is basically a jump from one place to another and stunning the whomever is in that area. So, can you tell us a little bit more about how do you envision the changes of the Paladin for the people that have played the old version, and what will be the new difference? By the way, I can show them one good VFX that we have made for while we are on that. I think, guys, I will not be a spoiler king if I don't show you if I don't show you something cool, right? So, Alex, I will just show them one of the something that Roar have seen, by the way, before all of you guys. So let me show you something. Right now you're seeing something from the game. This is from the build. This is from a build. So 1 second, and you'll be able to see one really cool. Okay, wait. Well, let me stop. Alex, right now I'm showcasing the Paladin talent tree, and guys, as you can see here, the tree is vast. Like you can reach that spell, for example, that you see over here. You can reach it from so many levels. Like you can go that direction, you can go that direction. But Alex, I have one question. I think I've explained it previously about the so-called major nodes, the mini nodes in the talent tree. Can you explain us a little bit about the 6 nodes that are around the center of the talent tree? How many of those can we pick? Can we pick just 1, 2, or can we pick them all? And then how can we go over the tree before I showcase one really cool looking spell from for the Paladin?
So basically, guys, the idea is this. You have one of 6 nodes that kind of start your journey of your Paladin talent tree place. But through the nodes, you can get yourself to any part of the screen, every part of the tree. So if, for example, if you can scroll a little bit out from the center of this.
I'm on a video, so I'm not controlling this.
Okay.
This is a video that I recorded, so yeah, I'm not in the game.
You have like those 6 directions and then become 9, then become 12.
Okay.
But the idea is that you can commit immediately to have, for example, on first step, to make your two-handed basic attack or two-handed weapon have very unique combo-free combo spell ability.
So what you're saying is that
version of that.
So these nodes are also allowing us to. This is the closer navigation to subclasses. Can we say this is the closest?
Yeah, but it's still not subclass.
Okay.
The idea with that is you can still go and find, for example, a critical amplifier in the top right corner that is connected a little bit to the Inquisitor. You can still be a knight that's charged, use the cavalry, be this cavalier, but you can still provide shields to your party, or use the banner to actually create this kind of an area that everybody want to be inside it from your team. So it is a start of the journey.
Okay.
So you define what is the first of those 6 nodes, and the moment you pick it, you cannot get second one. But then it's all about where you want to land, which are the
now, guys,
build defining abilities that you want to do.
Exactly. Can you tell us a little bit more about this spell and what was the game design intent behind it? Because I'm in love, guys. I'm in love with the visual aspect of that spell, and this is just one of many like really cool looking spells. And we had this discussion, Alex, this Thursday with the team that so far we are also having a problem with this, because this, when you have like 10 people playing the game, and the intensity of the VFX is we have a scale from 1 is very light intensity of the VFX, 5 is really high intensity of the VFX, and because we want every spell to look good, we end up in a problem. Alex, can you tell us a little bit about the problem that we very recently unveiled when we played Morning Pass with all of the 4 classes at the moment? Can you tell us what happened?
But by the way, we're jumping 5 questions already that we did not answer. But the cool part, that's the idea, guys. This is how we do things. We should be hyped about that, or we're just not doing our job correctly.
Exactly.
This skill is called Cavalcade of Light.
Okay.
And the deal with this is to say, okay, what will be the most complex skill to land in PvP? And can we make it extremely DPS, like extreme level of DPS, extreme level of nuke? So we moved it between the, if you see this, the tree, on the bottom left, in the bottom part is the support, on the left is the tank, bottom left, on the bottom right is the two-hander, and between the two-hander and the right one, which is the dynamic, the movement part of the tree, you have this skill, this Cavalcade of Light, that you need to land after 2-second cooldown, cast time,
yeah,
to land in a circle and do insane amount of damage.
I did
why
it in
we
the
like those
background. It
queues.
was nice. It was nice.
Yeah. Why we love this queue? Because it has a great potential, but it's a very situational thing. You can land it on a specific boss, but you need to understand that right now boss is in a moment it's not going to move a lot. And our bosses are not static, guys. Our bosses are constantly moving around the room. You can land it in PvP, but maybe you need to
One
team up
question,
with a mage,
very
throw a
important on the
black hole,
topic.
gets everybody in a kill
Okay.
zone, and then the paladin land that. So it's something that is very strategic but very powerful. And the problem we'll talk about when about the VFXs,
Okay.
we throw a build, and the cooldowns in that build were test cooldowns. So instead of having 2 minutes or 1 minute cooldown for those very powerful game altering abilities, they had no cooldown or very short one. And people start to use those. This is intensity 5, 1 to 5. Like 1 is a swing that you don't see, 5 is like your screen explode. And we have a lot of those spells simultaneously on the screen. So it become a VFX explosion.
Alex, one question. Can we mix a DPS with a tank or healer with a DPS? This is a question from the
Absolutely.
community.
So what we don't like is you can still. The idea is you should be able to build the paladin you want, or a mystic or witch you want, or the
Okay.
priest you want. But we need to give you a lot of options for you to kind of move into different places, even if you do your role properly. So we don't like a very static tank. For us, it's one of the worst roles in MMOs. Obviously, tanks are doing everything in a PvE part, in PvE fights, but the moment you just need to stay there and the boss is just hitting you, you don't move, the boss don't move, and you're just trying to be careful and use your survival big cooldowns when the boss is doing its big hits. We don't like that. We want every type of a healer to have a very good DPS potential. Obviously, because you're a healer, you're going to not be as effective as full glass
Because it
cannon
needs to be fun, right?
ranger. Sorry?
Because it needs to be fun, right?
Yeah, it should be fun. You need to feel like you're contributing, you're moving, you're attacking, you're doing damage, even if you're a tank, even if you're a healer. And you can take part of the tank, but it's almost like a graph. It's not like I'm a tank, I'm a DPS. No, I'm 1 to 10 between tank and DPS, and I can move this needle depending of how much survivability our party needs and how much protection it needs.
Okay.
Also, while I'm doing that, I can go and support more my team, or I can be more mobile and be able to control the entire scene and not allow NPCs to actually threaten my party that much. But all those choices make you now to not think about, I pick the tank, I check the guide. Not that, guys, you will go and, especially when we go for more complex things, you're going to copy something from somewhere. That's fine, but you should be able to invent yourself and create something unique for you as a player.
Alex,
so that's special for us.
Another very interesting question from the community. Guys, drop all the questions that you have. This is why we're here. We're going to answer them. And then we're going to continue with the next class. We already covered Paladin in a macro topic. But Alex, there is another question. The real question here is, this comes from Odova. The real question, is there going to be a dodge button in the game or not? Because that's going to change everything, especially in PvP. Can you speak a little bit about the dodge mechanic in Scars of Honor, and what is the intent with it? What it will allow you to do, and which of those classes are going to have such mechanics? Are they all going to be the same, or they are going to be different? I can answer, but I'm giving you the word here.
So the main idea, guys, is we have a good blend of people that are very traditional from the MMO side and people that are looking for the modern approach. We cannot hit all the notes, right? If we make a game for everyone, we're going to make a game for no one, and we're going to lose you guys. So the main idea is we will have the dodge, but we're not going to have this kind of Souls-like dodge system that you can dodge everything all at once and you're immune and all of that. The dodge for us is something that every class have, but some classes later on can do special things with that. So for us, a spell is just a start of something. Imagine tomorrow we give you a scar, and when you dodge, your next hit will crit for sure. a random idea, right? I'm going to throw that because we have this very flexible
now
spell system.
now people will want this in the game. The game design director said this, and now they will want it in the game.
No, let's do it. But then you can have a boots that when you dodge, let's say, for 44 seconds, you have 30% moving speed.
Clip it,
something
chat.
like that.
Clip it.
Clip it. Yes, and now it's like, okay, I know what is my dodge. Maybe I mod a bit my dodge in the talents, and now I got this car, and I have these boots, and I'm constantly trying to have more dodges to avoid. Right now, our dodges avoid some abilities. The AoE hits you, the dodge hits you, but if it's a projectile or a swing, you can run from that. So it's a mobility, and also it prevents you from some attacks. Some spells that have attack dodgeable will be dodged when you dodge.
Okay.
But the dodge right now have this 12 to 15 seconds cooldown. With talents, it can go lower. It's not stamina based, and it will never be like 1 second, 2 seconds, and just everybody just move with dodge on the screen, because we don't want to be that game.
Alex,
it should be more tactical, yes.
There is another very interesting question which kind of connects with probably the next class that we want to go to review. Do you mind if we go and we review the Mystic? Because there is an interesting question regarding Mystic. Will the Mystic debuffs affect bosses and raid bosses? And can you explain a little bit about the Mystic and how Mystic will feel in PvP and how Mystic will feel in PvE? Because this would kind of answer the question.
So our idea with the Mystic is we like the Witch in a lot of games. We like the Plague Doctor.
Baba
we
Yaga.
Like those classes. Baba Yaga, yes. Those classes that actually curses you, but they kind of... In the real life, there are people that actually believe if somebody curses you, it will affect your family, right? And I'm not saying, guys, you should not... You believe in what you want to, but we wanted to make actually people like that, but their actual power are affecting everything. So those guys will curse. But it's, again, it's not... This class is the curse class, right? We have so many variants within the class. This is what we want to do, but we don't have limitation on the bosses. However, some bosses will say, I cannot be stunned. I cannot get those type of debuffs, right? Because we want, when you fight a boss, to understand that there is a specific prerequisites for you to succeed or be, let's say, in less harm when you pay respect to what the boss does. So the Mystic itself, Vanny, do you want me to go through the Mystic?
Yes, absolutely. Before you do that, shout out to TGF Tavern, who also raided. Welcome, guys. It's pleasure to have you all. And let's go, Alex. Let's go with the Mystic.
So the idea with this, and again, this is ideas from a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
We will get to the Mystic. Right now, he's not planned in the next 3 to 6 months. But it's, again, one of my favorite classes. One part to be like a celestial being that use Cosmos magic. We have Cosmos in our game as a magic type. It looks absolutely great. Obviously, this is not a reference from our game, so I'm not going to show you too much of that. But we wanted the celestial to be this cosmos.
It's a mood. It's a mood, right? It's the mood that we want to showcase with that specific class. That doesn't mean that if you choose this is gonna play exactly the same how it was playing in that game. It is just a mood, a vibe. That this is a mood and vibe storyboard for the classes, right? This is also important to be explained.
And also we had a lot of this inspiration, and we moved that to the Mage. But spoiler alert. But the idea is that, again, we have so many ideas, and this is what we want to do with them. The next one was the next part of this trio. The beginning of this class was the Plague Doctor. This guy's actual physically there. He will make you puke. He will throw things at you. You're going to be diseased. There will be a blister on top of your skin. Obviously, our artists will not like a lot of those ideas. But this guy is physical. He's not manifesting the space and time continuum, and it's actually it's Baba Yaga. It's going and actually hurting you like that. And the last one was the Acolyte. We like this. And I'm moving a little bit to the priest, but we like this idea that you have good and bad deities in our universe. They have different type of powers, and we like this kind of duality between the acolyte and the worshipper. So the worshipper, it's a priest that have this angel next to it,
Okay.
and because it believes that much, the angel it's just like an avatar, always protecting the worshipper. While the acolyte, it's more he has a lot of weak spells, but the moment you need to really go berserk, you manifest from your body the avatar that will basically you become a shapeshifter into something that is a little bit less control, and you have just these absolutely amazing abilities. So you're more of a weakling, but you gave your soul, while the worshipper just believe into things.
Alex,
So the
questions from
playstyle of those two are very different.
questions from the community, from the chat. Is Mystic designed to be tanky, or it's like more closer to Warlock? Like,
It's
can you
more
answer
closer to Warlock. It does not have the summoning angle like a lot of Warlock does for
Okay.
now. Again, the Mystic is one of the classes that will come a little bit later. But the idea with the Mystic is that you have a lot of way to dominate the battlefield, to control the enemies, and you don't need to stay too much into harm ways. You can do things and just move to away from harm, and you're going to still be effective on the battlefield. So there is a different way to play. We always care about how far you are from the fight, how much you're in the thick of fight, and the acolyte or the acolyte is actually one of the subclasses again. These playstyles that puts you in the thick of battle, while the celestial, for example, try to stay far away from the fight.
Another question from the community. Did you had a reference from Lineage 2? They have a lot of good classes. I think we did not had anything from Lineage 2 on our mood board. Am I in mistake, Alex? Or?
On the mood board, no. We
Okay.
like what they did a lot with the Lineage 2. Also, we are big fans of Guild Wars 2 as well. There is so many good games over the years, but the idea is that we have the freedom to learn from the mistakes and from the successes from a lot of games, not only MMOs, guys.
Okay.
And the idea and at the end to use that to create something that this is a lot of classes, guys, a lot of ideas, and if those things you can actually feel and touch them into the game, you have a lot of variety. It's not like I will pick the pirate. Maybe you just want to be this cursed sailor.
Oh my god, the pirate! Let's keep it for last,
Okay,
because this is
nothing to see here,
pirate
guys,
and
nothing to see.
necromancer. They are kind of the hot topics, so let's keep them for last.
For later, yeah.
One example
Okay.
that we can show, and we can definitely prove how we had. We already have it in the game, and it was taken from here, from the mood board that we have created, is the wizard. That is closely inspired to Harry Potter theme, especially that part over here, which is the fight between Voldemort and what was the name? I was about to say Gandalf. No, this is not Gandalf.
Oh my god, Gandalf.
Dumbledore. This is Dumbledore. Yeah. So we were heavily inspired by this. And we have this already in the game. Elemental Beam was exactly the name of the spell that incorporates and showcases exactly that kind of play style. So, Alex, going from Mystic, let's go a little bit towards Mage, because here we have an interesting hot take. And let's start first with the discussion why we have decided to make tank when it comes to Mage. Guys, this is a unique take that we are trying to show you. And can we speak a little bit about the inspiration? I mean, it's obvious. You know me, I'm a huge World of the Rings fan. Alex is as well a huge World of the Rings fan. And we felt a little bit like we never were able to kind of immerse ourselves in any MMORPG so that I can play the Gandalf way, you know. The Gandalf way is a special way. This hits in a special spot, you know. So can you tell us a little bit about this interesting hot take first about tank mage and why we do this?
So Okay. Uh, the Harry Potter part is basically a lot of the mage. I will just start from here. We'll slowly build it to the battle mage.
Okay.
So we did a lot of that. We have about 20 some spells of the mage. It has a lot of variety. And we really like what happened with the wizard. At the moment, we cannot double chain a spell from two mages and one of them to defeat that. We have our limitations, guys. But we really like how this very unique DPSer is playing at the moment. Why Battlemage? Because the Battlemage kind of break the role and make it more interesting. And this is more about how you blend those subclasses into one thing. You can go to Battlemage, and how does he survives?
Okay.
He has a lot of shields.
Chat is shouting, "You shall not pass!"
Exactly. It has a one-handed staff and a sword as the weapon, because the weapon really matters for us. The moment you change the weapon, the basic attack of the class changes, and with basic attack kind of have a connection to the rest of the class. It does not mean you cannot switch weapons, but it has a little bit more relevance if you want to specifically play something. So Battlemage give us this angle of survivability, about shields, about being in the thick of battle, have throwing your weapon, and it becomes like a magical weapon that flies towards an enemy and comes back. It has those ability to start exploding around himself. He can generate a lot of shield and just spend all of it for a big final move to kill something or some other players in a PvP. So the Battle Mage have so many different playstyle within only the Battle Mage itself. And then also it allows us to say, okay, what will happen if you are focusing on the wizard, but you have one or two of the survivability tricks of the Battle Mage?
Yeah.
Will this work or not? Or being a Battle Mage, but still keep the Phoenix Blast from the wizard, which is this big AoE nuke. And this, at the end of the day, guys, you have 300 talent points. We're going to give you about maybe 50 to 70. Don't quote me on that.
Sorry, not 300 talent points. They will have around 300 nodes, not points. Right?
Yes.
That's a big
nodes,
difference.
But it's one node is 1 point. But we're going to give you about maybe 40, 50, 60. We're currently checking where we want to land.
So you cannot buy it all.
So the moment you commit to the Battle Mage and you commit to the shield, you're not taking a mana efficiency node, or you're not taking this big nuke that you want to build with this CC. You cannot have everything. And this is the beauty that we believe is the beauty of our talent system.
Very important question from the community. Question for the Battle Mage. If he could use a sword, does his damage stats will scale off with his primary stats? For example, intellect, or his main primary stats change to strength. Do we change the primary stat when you go in the specific direction like Battle Mage compared to Wizard? Are they using the same stat? Are they having the same priority, or it's changed?
We have nodes that allows us to change that. We have this idea. Sorry guys, I'm going from afar, but you need to know more, right? We even talked about warrior have one of the subclasses to change from heavy armor to medium armor. Obviously, we will probably drop that. But the mage is about intelligence at the end of the day. The strength have a role. The dex have a bit of a role. But at the end of the day, when you use an ability that is more connected to the Battle Mage, now this ability will care about you a little bit more about your weapon damage. It will care a little bit less about spell power. And this is where you want to land. If you want to play Battle Mage, you need to know what makes him X, how he's effective, and decide how much you commit to that, right? So you always have this trade-off. You will not be able to be this intelligent guy that pressed 3 times the basic attack and 2-hit everything. This is never being the role of the Battle Mage. He's more of a defensive specialist.
I can also help you here on this because it is important to say that we are having the full ability to define how spell power will be created for a specific class. game designers can go and say for that class spell power is created from let's say intellect or strength. Like you won't do it from strength, but
or combinations.
yes, but you can.
Of those.
But you can if you decide. So that was a really great question. So in that sense, there will be a difference. Definitely, one set of gear will be the best for the battle mage, while another set of gear will be the best for the wizard and that builds type. So this is also important to be
one small
noted.
caveat on this topic.
Yeah.
We have that's why we like the spell system and the combat system. We have the freedom to make spells on our own, like hundreds of spells without art, without going to a developer. And this allows us to constantly just test things. We can modify formulas, we can build, we can, by not requesting anything, allow the character, for example, to blink, and after blink to Frost Nova.
Yeah.
Or apply a dot. And this, it's more of a like a syntactic vocabulary of our spell system. Our spell system allows us to build whatever we want. And the end, we just connect it to VFXs and to spells. So we have the freedom. That's why we have this conversation, guys.
Yeah.
If it was more traditional development, you request a spell, you design it for a week. I'm not kidding. There is places that people design one spell for a week or two, then you document it for 3 days, then developer code it for a month or for couple of weeks.
We don't do that in here. We don't do that.
In 2 hours, if I have this idea of a spell, I talk with we have this amazing game designer, Coco. Hey, Coco, shout out, man.
Shout out to Coco.
In two hours, he's putting this crazy concept inside the game. It might not work. It might be fun. The VFX might be a little bit not properly timed, but these tools really allow us to do a lot of wonderful things.
To understand easier and faster what we're trying to bring inside the game and see if it's fun or not. There is another question that is important to answer here. How difficult would it be to reset talent trees when we decide that we need to make a change?
It will not be extremely difficult. Also, we're thinking about to have more than one specs at a time, so you can be able to switch. Look, our guys, our game is going to be free to play. We're never going to charge you for those things ever. Like, that's not the idea we want to have. But what we wanted to do is to say, when you commit to something, it should feel impactful. You should be able to switch easily, but you need to spend a little bit of in-game currency. Think that you grind and you cannot buy.
Exactly.
And if you start to, like, you're constantly respecting, it should not be, extremely free. At the end of the day, it's still about in-game progression. So you will be able easily to do it if you are okay with the goat.
Okay, so Alex, let's go over our next class, and I am suggesting here to go over the priest because there we also have an interesting take. But can you walk us through the 3 types, and can you a little bit explain before we go in deep? Can you a little bit explain how we want healers to feel in our game? What are the differences between the healers in Scars of Honor and other MMORPGs? And what were the main game design requests when you guys were designing and making choices for healers in Scars of Honor?
So we care about the primary role a lot, but it's about how unique and versatile this role can be. Right, you can be a tank that is physical tank, magical tank, armor tank, taunt tank, max life tank, regen tank. You can do like a lot of tanks, right? And this is just the tank aspect of it. And then on top of it is, how do I do damage? How am I staying active within the fight, right? So with the healers is the same. You will have heal potential with the priest, no matter which of the, maybe with exorcist a little bit less, but you're going to still have the opportunity to heal. But it's how you're going to act within the fight that varies when you go a little bit more traditional, or you want your avatar to do a lot of the heavy lifting, or you want to go to this kind of a almost melee class that have a lot of physical prowess, which is the exorcist that we wanted to build. So it's really about how you want to identify yourself. And we'll see it. But for us, for example, exorcist is something that we almost never saw in a MMO.
Yeah.
And we really like this part of it. And that's the problem, right? This might be a little bit too generic and traditional.
But it's
This
needed.
might
It's a classic. You cannot go without it, right?
Yes. While this is something that is how we can make this, we don't ask ourselves how we're going to make this work. We ask ourselves how this can be fun for you guys.
Exactly.
Do not throw like a cool name, Exorcist. Wow, Constantine is a great movie, or some of us like that, right? Or this universe. We care about, okay, how this will play, how you can use actually maybe range or melee weapons, how you're going to CC the opponents, what will be the tricks because Exorcist is more of a trickster, right? He has a lot of things to throw at the enemies, treating them almost like demons. And this is really
another important question. Another important question, and I like how it's even stated. Important question. 2 dots. Does all the classes have access to heal reduction skills or no? And I think this is important to discuss because me and you we sit down many times and we were like, we need to decide which are the group of classes that, for example, can do healing reduction. Which are the group of classes that can do a lot of stuns, and who will be the best in stun, who will be the best in healing reduction, and kind of create these kind of how we call them groups, so that we can have some sort of a requirement to invite that class for a specific activity, going for a dungeon or going for a arena battleground or creating a playstyle that you want to fight with. This is why we wanted to create these groups. And yeah, Exorcist was definitely one of the hot takes which we wanted to create with the priest, but we also wanted, as you said it, once you are playing a healer, it doesn't need to be just a UI class that looks who is having less amount of HP clicks there and press 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and that's all. We had this inspiration with Moira. Let me see, where was it? It was for the Necromancer. Okay, so we will discuss this later on the later stage, but this is one example of a class that we want to keep the how do you call it? Not the essential, but the classic style of a priest needs to be there. It needs to be a classical healer, but it doesn't need to be boring. So this is why we are bringing this worshipper kind of archetype and the exorcist. The exorcist, can you explain a little bit more about the exorcist? Is it a healer type? Is it a pure DPS? And where exorcist will be strong? In which situations?
So Exorcist for definitely will be more aggressive DPS class, but it has a lot of abilities to remove things,
dispel,
to remove hexes, to dispel. It's aggressive. It has those, but it's still coming from the priest base class,
archetype,
right? So
yeah.
they whatever they did, right? They were priests, and we think when we do our war, it's all about not about a race. Right? For example, we know what this race is, but then what are the sub-races, or what is the sub-faction within the race? What is the political layer? So we're thinking about those points because it gives us more design space to later on add a quest or a gear or a subclass or something else. In that case, again, we are not having subclasses, guys. Just
a question,
reminder.
A question
yeah.
exactly for the exorcist. Can exorcist dispel summons from their enemies, like anti-summoner? Is it an anti-summoner, or it's more like a dispel class that removes important spells? Because removing a minion is completely different from removing, let's say, a bubble, a shield from the class.
We don't want to go to this specific place at the moment. It depends of what is the core of the summoner. For example, the Beastmaster is befriending enemies, summons, and he has this very natural connection with them. An exorcist will not dispel his friends.
Let's use
the exorcist.
Alex, sorry to stop you. We have like 1 minute and 30 seconds for advertisement, and only the people that are with Turbo can listen to us. So let's use the time to hydrate. Take your time to hydrate, because it was for me today. It's a easy stream. Why? Because I'm just sitting down, asking questions, and you're doing the heavy lifting of the stream. So perfect for me. But for you, it might be intensive. So let's use that 1 minute just for some refreshing duties.
Okay. Guys, do you enjoy the stream? In the meantime, what do you think, guys? Is it fun enough?
I think the chat is booming, so we are really yes. Everyone says. Random question: do you guys had a conversation or on on monthly service before you guys went to free to play? And I can answer that question. Generally, we from the beginning, when I was planning to develop this project, to start making in general Scars of Honor, I was always convinced that we need to see the next major MMORPG that comes and kinda can compete. Yeah, applause. So 1 second. I was always convinced that the next MMORPG that comes and will be a major player on the market needs to be free to play, because free to play opens up a lot of removes first the great paywall that allows more people to join in. There are so many people that want to play MMORPGs and they just simply can't, because you need to first buy the game and then you need to pay subscription. This by design automatically reduces the amount of people which can play the game. And we know for certain that MMORPGs, they live and thrive on the amount of players online. The more players you have online, the healthier the game it is, the more fun you have inside the game. So for me, there was never a discussion, never a point where I was thinking, we should probably do this game like a buy to play or subscription. Subscriptions can be incorporated, and we're discussing this with but optional subscriptions with the team about appearance points or something like that. But that's an optional. This does not prevent you from playing the game, or it's not a requirement. This is more like of a paid alternative that allows you to support the developer, but you also get more benefits. So it's kind of more financially wise to go that route rather than just buying appearance point. And that's one example. But two things were definitely certain for always win with Scars of Honor. And that was, in general, that I 100% wanted to be free to play, and I 100% wanted not to be paid to win. Because if I'm having pay to win, that's basically, again, reducing the amount of people playing the game, because nobody wants to play pay to win. So this is how these two things are connected. But now I pretty much stole the show from Alex, who is the main star of the show today. We already covered the priest, and we have a lot more to cover. So Alex, would you like to add anything on the priest, or you want to go next class? How we go?
Before the next class, can I jump specifically on this topic, because it's very interesting for me, guys? When I joined this company, I was like, okay, guys, but how are you going to make money, right? Why no pay to win? We understood that, right, from the get-go. This is why I joined this company. But then it was like, okay, but free to play will not be anything else. And the more I was really not convinced. It felt like, okay, those guys, they're making something crazy. Why are we making that, right? But at the end of the day, the main problem with MMOs is player base. It's you guys. If I'm going to every time somebody throw a paywall or try to trick you, they're looking at a specific KPI, and we have a lot. I'm very good at that, right? I have economy background, and I'm good. Doesn't matter if I'm going to burn you in a week and take $5 from you. It's not going to build a sustainable game. If you care about this game, you will give us potentially, you will like something in the game. You're going to be okay. I will purchase that because we like the devs, and I think that's a very honest transaction, right? It's not
Fair
because
exchange.
I'm betting you that something will happen and you're going to miss it, or you're not going to play the new expansion. By the way, we should have a stream about the life ops part of it,
Yeah,
because
definitely. A separate
I'm a
topic.
very path
Let's not steal
exotic and-
the classes
Yeah.
discussion, because a lot more classes are here. One thing is certain, guys. Scars of Honor will never be a pay to win. That's one thing that is certain. But today we're here for another hot topic, and that's classes. Let's go there. A lot more to cover.
So what's next after the priest, guys? Where do we go?
So we have covered already the Mystic, the Priest, the Mage. I would keep Necromancer and Pirate for the rest. So what do we have here? We have the Druid. Okay, Alex, tell us a little bit more about the Druid, the most expensive class in Scars of Honor. I mean, it is the most expensive. Can you explain the community why the Druid is the most expensive class? And guys, I really wanna, as Alex is explaining, I really want to hear your thoughts. Why do you guys believe the Druid is the most expensive class in our game? And Alex, go ahead and give us the correct answers.
Very is big fan of me pushing for Druid, because it just quadrupled
Yeah.
the size of the spells and the mechanics because of the Druid.
Because
We went for the Druid for multiple reasons. It's in the game right now, not fully. It's halfway there, but we're building a lot of it around it. The idea with the Druid was this. We wanted to make something that felt a little bit unique. So created this duality mechanic. So especially when it comes to the Oracle, when you cast a spell, there is a lot of those. It really matters if you target an enemy or a friendly, and then the forest does its magic, so to speak. So the Oracle is speaking with the land, with the trees, with everything. And when somebody's enemy, bad thing happen to it, we have this spore mechanic, and the spores does good things to friendlies and bad things to enemies. And there is a lot of way to activate them, to stack them, to explode them. And the caster Druid is all about that. It's not a warlock. It doesn't have 27 dots, but it's all about those spores.
amazing question, Alex. Amazing questions. Right away, directly on the Druids. What are the forms that Druid will be able to shapeshift into? Can you cover a little bit that part?
So we went through a lot of ideas with and again, reminder, I will repeat it constantly. It's a year and a half ago.
It's an old thing, and it's not 100% guaranteed it will be in the game.
Yes.
It is just game class mood board.
Yeah, we're thinking right now about two shapeshift forms. One is the aggressive behemoth. That is something scary, big. It just absolutely decimate, and it feels very, very like a game changer when it's in the thick of battle. The other is the healing form. It's more defensive. It's more protective. We thought about a third form and to switch it to tank and DPS or multiple other variants. We like if you like the form and then you augment it additionally through the talents. So the physical form is this very cool behemoth that we created, and we're very hyped because when you see this form, and I think about 2 months ago we were voting how the behemoth this form should look in the stream, Venny, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And the next day I was like, this one, okay, cool. Because the art director, for example, like another one, and like it was many options, but you pick the one that we created, and this behemoth is allowing us to be very flexible with this form. So we have this battle form, and we have this caster form. The caster form is not constant, and it's very unique in a sense that it's almost going to limit your movement, but it will create some very unique play styles and angles when you get to this form. The fighter form right now is, I think we need to nerf it very. Just absolutely decimating. It's almost making the pure paladin the very. We have a lot of combat tests every week, guys. But the behemoth right now is absolutely.
Can you explain a little bit? Can you explain? Sorry to interrupt you. Can you explain a little bit why are we doing these constant play tests? What are we unveiling there? And And why are we saying that everything that you guys see here is a very heavy subject to change? Can you explain a little bit about our methodology of how we iterate over things?
So this is, I know you don't care, guys. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much time we spend. You care about the final product, but you should
Exactly.
understand how things usually happen. Usually, people commit to, we're going to release this game in 2 year, 3 year, 5 years window. This is the budget. The documentation is done by people like me, like game designers, before you have a team more than 4, 5, 6 people. And then you just ship the game. Like everybody read through these big Confluence pages. It's like a big book of rules. And then people just implement. The UX is there, the UI is there, because game designers should also pay attention to that. And then people execute. In our case, we think this is too old school. And nowadays, we want to test something fast, have this cool idea, have this system that allows us to execute it very fast, then see it in motion and to say, okay, is this better or not? Is this going to be fun to be played? I will give you this example. The Knight basic attack, it was called Holy Swash back in the day. It swing everybody around you. It's like one swing, second swing, and a third one that does even more damage. And I know a lot of you guys in the previous stream were like, okay, this is not top target, this is too powerful and all of that. And we decided, okay, let's test it, right? So in half a day, we make this spell a top target with almost no, it was an instant fix, right?
Yeah.
So we moved it to top target, and this Thursday we tested it with top target. Obviously, we need to change animation, but those things, we're taking care of that. And it felt very underwhelming. From this guy that was basically a year and a half or 2 years ago when we had this playtest, the Knight was the most fun class, the Paladin. It jumped between 3 people, swinging 3 times, and like 3 heads just fall from their bodies, and it was insane, right? And now it's a top target. It's more true to the more traditional people.
Yeah.
But it felt underwhelming. And it's like, okay, what is the problem? The damage is actually not worse. You don't hit with the AoE that often, to be honest, because usually you're one versus one in specific part of the battleground that we're testing right now. But it felt like maybe it was a simple thing. It's the range. Like you should, if it's realistically 3 meters, you cannot hit anybody if everybody just constantly move. So we need to increase it to 5 and see how it will feel. And
iterations
you can
in
see,
general,
okay, is this 5 meters a melee attack? But those small tweaks, if it feels good, it feels responsive when you play with it. You don't need to tell us that this is a boring class. We need to find the spell way before we give it to you. Feel super hyped about it, test it a lot, give it to you, and now your feedback will remove the unnecessarily 80% of feedbacks are redundant, because it's like, this spell is boring, this ability looks crappy, this is hard to manage, this skill shot, for example. We need to clean this up so your feedback is exactly on the fun level, right? It's like how to optimize it. So I said a lot, I know, but the idea with the Crusader Strike is we can make it a top target, but maybe somewhere in the talent there might be augmentation that might reduce the impact of this and make it less single target, but keep the AoE aspect of the spell, for example. And now the traditional people will play the way they want their Paladin to act, while some people will focus on the AoE aspect, and we have this freedom to do it, right? So we are there. We're just constantly just fixing the game.
A lot of iterations, which is good because we have the ability to iterate, to understand what is fun and what is not fun. And this is something that we were always discussing, me and Alex, that once we are playing the game, one of the first things that me and him does is always look around and see the people next to you. When you see that they are smiling or they're like having angry at something because they were just got nuked, you know that it's fun. But if you see serious faces on a lot of questions, hey, how do I play this? That right away signals several issues. Either UX is not great, either the iteration is also still not fun, it's still not there, and we need to understand how to bring these emotions. And for us, joy and laughter and being angry at the game at the same time are as equally important, because you can be angry because you were just got so was so close to like winning something and you lost it, and it brings emotions. These emotions, this passion is what we really want to achieve in the game, and this is why we iterate. So without further ado and taking too much of your hot topic here with the classes, would you like to add anything about Beastmaster and Oracle before we move to the next classes?
I really want to make the Beastmaster almost the best melee class, in a sense that if you don't pay attention on the animals, and he's like a leader of a pack of animals.
Okay.
We're right now tinkering. Are they going to only be wolves? Will there be a bear? Will there be a plant? There will be a let's say a hawk or all of that. We'll see how much we can push that, because at one point this class will be as expensive as another 2-3 classes in total. But the Beastmaster should be somebody that immediately goes to that. This is why we don't have a DPS form. This guy is going to be with 2 claws, claw weapon.
Okay.
Fist weapons. Those will go in pairs, so you're not going to have off-hander or main hand. You just have a 2-hander of those fists, and this type of a melee druid will be extremely aggressive. That is almost like he doesn't care about anything. He just goes with his beasts and just start to boost the pack.
Alpha in the pack is exactly what the
things.
chat is saying. Alpha in the pack, exactly. Yes.
Exactly. But this is so unique, right? In which game you're not just the summoner and you have a summons, you're actually part of your own team that you decided to
Can I add something? Guys,
Please.
everything that we are stating here, as I said it, we need to first, this is the intent. This is the intent about how we want these classes to look and play. But here, everything that we are sharing right now, I want to highlight for the new people that joined recently, is not 100% guaranteed that this will be the game. We are definitely going to try making the Beastmaster and play it through, because we have started implementing several of those spells, and right now we're in an iteration period exactly for the Druid. But can it be like switch to something else? Yes, absolutely. It's not 100% guarantee that it will be in the game. So it's very important for you guys to know. If it comes out fun, and if we are happy, definitely goes in the game. So Alex, the word is with you, and let's go to the next archetype. Is it the Oracle? Yes.
Just one more thing about
okay.
this thing that you said. This is a lot, guys. We are not AAA hundreds of $1 million company. So in order to be able to provide this quality we're talking about, or this fun factor within the classes, we need to be able to be that fast, right? So Beastmaster can be implemented in no time, and we will see how much we can push this fantasy.
Okay.
And is it that fun? And can you stay to not play for 15 hours, but maybe for few hundred hours with this class and feel like you're still finding things to optimize it and make it better? And then we move to the Oracle, but I already talked about it. It has this focus on the spores. It has this like a lot of the spells have a duality. Like you have spells, and when you cast it on a friend, it does one thing, and completely different when you cast it on enemies. So the Oracle is really, really unique, and we'll see how much we can push that.
Okay. So which one do you want to go next?
Maybe we can go with the Ranger.
Okay, let's go with
Ranger.
the Ranger.
Is interesting. We are doing a lot of fixes and optimization on the Ranger right now. We're really trying to get him up to speed, because every time we over focus on one class specifically, others needs to catch up. So the Ranger, we went to 3 forms, 3 kind of main play styles. One was more glass cannony, stays there. We don't have pets here. We don't have any type of pets. Let's say we do, but they're not very traditional. So the sharpshooter is that. It's glass cannon range character that have the biggest range abilities from all the classes. Its basic attack shoot a lot of arrows simultaneously. It pretty much rely on the weapon damage of the bow. So it's very traditional, but it's very dynamic. It's very, very fun to play. It moves a lot. It push backs. It does a lot of that. Then we have the Trapper, and the Trapper should be potentially the most CC intensive character in the game. Has so many traps. It has small bombs. It has gadgets. We're tinkering a little bit about what will be the weapon of the trapper. We were thinking about we have guns as a concept that pirate will share with the trapper. We will see how much of that we will be able to deliver. But this is the ultimate CC expert, the trapper itself. And then we have this artificer or engineer in some games. Basically, we have a guy that have a turret. It has this
The gadgets
protective
guy.
matrix. It throws small mechanical gadgets that goes and explode to people. It's very energy intense. It uses a gun that shoot electrical. So he's like our Tesla person in the game. So he's the one that is like, I like magic, but I will use my magic as a battery for my machine that I scrap together from some copper, iron, and a little bit of a let's say alchemy materials. So Artificer is in the game. We have the turrets. We have a lot of its ability, and it's a very unique class. It can very well be played in the pure DPS. It can be some kind of a control, but DPS and zone control, in a sense that where you place your turret, when you place your defense matrix, all those things matter. And the weapon will be a pistol with the orb in the other hand. So this guy is really, really unique, and we want to see how much we can push this and use electrical outside of physical, but it's a lot of
Can it tank?
lighting damage. No. The trapper, actually, if you think about it, he can decide to play like just play safe, play castle,
house,
and just
yeah.
say, here you don't touch me. I'm in my bubble, in my turret. You need to wait a bit, or just you're going to face the consequence if you jump me.
But it's not a mainstream tank, right?
No, it's not. It's more of a support damage dealer.
Okay, so the community voted for a next one, and high on our list is Assassin. Assassin is one class that I really believe a lot of people will actually want to play. If you guys have played like rogues in World of Warcraft or that kind of assassin ninja type, I think now it's the time. And chat, let's go hype Assassin. Let's go see what Alex will tell us about the Assassin and how it will be looking like in Scars of Honor. So Alex, the word is with you because this is a very anticipated class. What can you tell us about it?
First of all, with Venny, we argue about this class a lot. Let's start with that because for me, Assassin
Perma stealth is a must. The chat says Perma stealth is a must.
Never, just a short period of stealthness. No,
Jokes aside, yeah.
We are going to test a lot of permutation of the stealth. But basically, the bounty hunter. Let's start with that. This is basically a typical main protagonist of a movie, right? He's the ultimate badass that can do a lot of things by himself and have a lot of gadgets to control the field. It still can use a little bit of stealthness. It can still have a little bit of melee presence, but he has also this range angle, and it has a lot of critical related and armor penetrating aspects of the bounty hunter. It has a little bit. It's not per se have traps, but it has also a mechanic to keep you steady, to kind of get the bounty of you. So we'll see how much we can push the bounty mechanic, but it's definitely one of the more interesting one. The Spellbane, we call it a Spellbane because this is a rogue with a twist. In a sense, it still have stealth, but it just doesn't use just typical daggers. It's imbued those daggers with magical essence. It's more like an anti-mage also. It has this anti-mage angle.
A lot of silence.
Definitely. Yeah. He can definitely stood its ground against casters and spellcasters specifically. So you really don't like to see the Spellbane, so-called, how we like to call it when you're a mage, let's say. And the Blade Dancer is really, really special class that we want to make this very glass cannon-y, very fast-paced character that have these very cool moves that finish the battle in no time. But if he doesn't play it right, it will get into a lot of sticky situation. So it's really, really special. The Blade Dancer, we love it, but we'll see how much we want to push it. And that's why we make this even the whole table, because how much Blade Dancer will be different from a Cavalier, will be different from a Pathfinder or Berserker.
Oh my god,
Like,
my favorite one, the warrior.
yeah, all of those things for us matter, because you should not feel like all of them are one thing, but with small caveat on the side. We really want them to feel very unique when you play them. We work with movement, we work with cooldowns, with how often you do damage. All of those things really matter for us to make it feel very unique.
Okay,
So that's about the assassin.
that's about the assassin. Chat, let us know what do you think about the assassin. Let's do some small Q&A part on the assassin before we move to the rest, because I think we need to also allow Alex to get a little bit of breath because he's like a cannon. Right away go ta 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 all of the classes. If you wake him up at the middle of the night, he can again explain it to you. So there is definitely he's great on this. So poison's going to be for assassin, or it's gonna be exclusive to mystic?
So there is a little bit of here and there of who is going to use poisons, and obviously we have this graph thinking about which classes will use some of the spell schools. This is helping us not just making the VFX more coherent, but also understand that you cannot just throw everything at a specific. Obviously, physical is a physical thing. Again, I'm not going to bore you with that. That's not our VFX, so I'm not going to spend too much of that. But poisons will definitely be a big part of the assassin. The bounty hunter will probably use them a lot, but the rest also will have that in its kit. The spellbane for sure. So poisons will be a thing. There will be a special, and that's why I said this is not a free class, free subclass class build that we want to do, because poisons will have their own bubble within the talent tree, and the moment you go more of that, you have more freedom of which to have a weapon of choice, playstyle of choice, but they will be far away from the stealth. Not too far away, but we're also thinking about if you're going to very much focus on your stealth, you're going to lose a bit of DPS, you're going to lose a little bit of maybe melee prowess. So choices, guys, choices.
Exactly. So another interesting question: will assassin have AoE or just single target? And here I can take the word a little bit from you, so you have I can have a breather, because you did amazing, and we have a lot more classes still to cover. But guys, you know that in Scars of Honor you're having not just one class and three subclasses. Three subclasses idea is done and dusted. We are no longer going that route. We are having an extensive talent tree which allows you to pick 6 unique directions. In these 6 unique directions, you can make a lot of hybrid builds. You can make a lot of unique interpretation and unique representation of how you would you'd like to play the class. So in that sense, you definitely can lean more towards the AoE side of the assassin and its capabilities in AoE, or more towards the single target efficient talent nodes. So it's up to you. One thing that is certain, we are definitely going to lean more specific classes where we say this one is really strong in AoE. It's super strong in AoE. And compared to Assassin, for example, Mage can be a better class for AoE. Just making up something right now, because this is a subject to change constantly. But as I said it in the beginning of the stream, we want to have these kind of groups for each class. Let's say when it comes to healing reduction, which are the classes that can do healing reduction? Warrior, Assassin, a Mystic. Should we plug in Necromancer in that or no? So these are questions that are still defining the playstyle, and we always want to reach some sort of rock paper scissor when it comes to making the groups of the classes. And let me just go mana burn. Is gonna have mana burn. So I believe there is a possibility we can do such thing for the spellbane, because as Alex said, spellbane is a class that is really strong against casters and these kind of play style. So in that
Yeah.
sense, we can definitely do something there. But yeah, I'm really looking forward into seeing how Assassin will come. But now the big one of the most anticipated classes. And guys, you voted it, and this is why we are here for. And this is the Necromancer. Alex, before I give you the word, I really want to, guys, tell you the story behind why. First of all, we are seeing the Necromancer on the list of classes in Scars of Honor. Why? Because I told you I am a huge fan of World of the Rings and all of the fantasy ecosystem, if we can say that in general. And for me, Necromancer was definitely a class that was heavily explored in ARPGs. And I know that a lot of you guys, me personally, I was always a fan of that playstyle. But that playstyle was never deeply explored in MMORPGs. And I said, look, if we wanna be different and we wanna put a twist in the genre, definitely we should have like classes like Necromancer and Pirate. And Necromancer was definitely staying shooting out from the pack with the unique playstyle of a summoner. So Alex, can you tell us a little bit more about the Necromancer, the three types, the three unique archetypes that we wanted to portray, and what are the inspirations for the Necromancer?
Yes. So the idea with the Necromancer is okay. I'm not going to lie. Actually, that's my favorite class. So we throw a lot of because this is how we design. We like a class, we make it OP. If we don't like a class, we make it very very bad.
Good.
But
Clip it,
joke.
clip it, chat. Just clip it.
Yeah, it's already done. So the idea with the Necromancer was to be very versatile, and when it decide to do something, to do it very well. But this is obviously we will see how to achieve the flexibility of the tree. So the first thing was for us, it was always about, can you be a little bit tougher? Can you focus a little bit more on yourself, not on summons? So the Necromancer is using mostly spirit magic, but Mage is more of an exception. The first thing is the Void Ward, and the Void Ward is like a Death Knight. It's like a knight that uses Cosmos magic. This is one of our types of magic. See, he's extremely powerful. He's just cheating. It's almost like a deity. It's not going to be extremely tanky, but he will be a tank that can definitely. It's mostly damage dealer, to be honest, but it has a tanking potential. So the Void Ward for us felt very like he just doesn't care when he fights somebody. He just goes and decimates the enemy because he knows he's going to be the scariest beast on the battlefield always. This is what we wanted to feel how the class portrayed itself and feels, and you to kind of when you play to have this feeling. So the Void Ward is very interesting. We'll see how much of that we can achieve. We were also thinking about the armor type. So if you don't know, we have three types of armor. We have heavy, medium, and light. And when you're commit to one, you cannot switch. Not switch, but you cannot wear other armors. So if you're a heavy armor wearer, you're not going to be able to use the light armors at all. So the Void Ward idea was with the first note even immediately to stop being with a light armor and move to heavy armor, and then to build upon those cosmic powers that it has. We have a lot of things to discuss about the Necromancer with the design team and with everybody in the company. But we like how we start with this. The second is the Lich, is the typical summoner. It has a lot of spirit magic. It slowly kind of drain the power, the energy, the mana, the capabilities of the opponents. It also have this ability to kind of makes them cast slower, feel weaker. Around the Lich, when you're in a Lich present, you're going to feel like your class is not fully working to its full potential. So
You're
it's
in the
just
presence
draining
of death itself.
yes, it's draining the essence of the room when those guys appear. So they're very like people will definitely try to kill the lich always when the lich start to appear, because they will
It's
really
heavy in
feel.
summons as well, right?
Sorry.
It's heavy in summons as well, right?
Yes, yes. The
The
Necromancer in
important
its
part.
core is very heavy on the summons, and the Lich by itself is not the top damage dealer. It's rely more on the summons than the other two paths. But again, this is a very old concept, and with the talent tree, we're going to have much more paths. And the last is the bot mage. We really like this specific angle that you're kind of giving away of every other aspect of the core Necromancer becomes something very unique. You're going to have this half heal, half damage hybrid. You're going to use your HP, you're going to lose your mana, you're going to use your HP to cast things. And you need to be very careful how you use your spells, because at one point you're going might kill yourself. So this is what we wanted to do with the bot mage, and it has a way to drain bot, to transfer bot from himself to an ally, to a summon, to boost up the summon with the bot magic of his own bot, right? So all of those aspects we really
The
like what we
vampire,
can
the
do with them.
vampire archetype in general, Dracula. In
Yeah.
It's something that people are really familiar from the past, and it's easy to immerse yourself in the story of the class.
Yeah, but it's Necromancer. It's just badass. Like all of them, we really believe that uh, they will feel very very special when they're inside any type of scenario. So we'll see how much. We obviously should not make it the best class in the game, but
It's definitely one of the most desired classes because, as I said, this is a class that you don't see very often in MMORPGs. And for us, we know that two classes, we definitely need to pay a special attention on them and make sure that they're unique. And when you see them, you recognize those and you right away think, oh, Scars of Honor. Because when it comes to, let's say, the obvious ones, like my favorite one personally, like Warrior or Assassin, that is really heavy on stealth, that will be the stealthy class. These are classes that are you are familiar already. You're already familiar with those from other MMORPGs, and they must exist in the game. But when you want to portray some classes of which you want your game to be recognized with, we are definitely saying two of those. And one is Necromancer, the second is Pirate. So before we go to the pirate, because this would be probably how we would conclude the discussion before we go into the QA session and we answer all of the questions that you guys have in general for all of the classes, I really wanna go and discover and speak a little bit about the warrior class, my personally favorite one, and hear from you guys, from you, Alex, firsthand, what are the archetypes behind the warrior? What will be the playstyle about the warrior, and what are the different things that we want to have with the warrior in Scars of Honor? Starting with the Pathfinder, can you elaborate a little bit first on the weapons that he's gonna wear and how much weapon choice changes the moment when you go different paths of the talent tree?
so this is the ultimate weapon expert. So the idea with the warrior, it has a lot of spells, a lot of abilities, and they're connected to a specific weapon. And the Pathfinder can just wear more weapons and do more with them. He's like the ultimate veteran. We imagine like a Pathfinder. We have this idea of the lore that they're this ancient, basically group of very special heroes, and they just every single one of those guys fought 1,000 fights. Again, no subclass, but the Pathfinder, it's about versatility, it's about a lot of weapons, it's about having answers for everything that the game can throw at you, because you just are a veteran. You never experience, you experience everything. There is never going to be a situation that the Pathfinder is not going to be, it will be unfamiliar to it. So we were really thinking about bows, about guns. Obviously, it is a sword specialist.
Yeah.
We were thinking about the hammer, but it's have a lot of things to alter the outcome of the fight.
This
It
is why
has a
we
lot of
decided that we
mobility.
need to get this thing out and focus
Yeah.
on the sword and the dagger, and that's where it goes with the Pathfinder archetype. But we don't want to create one that is like having it all. You can definitely go to different parts of the talent tree, but yeah.
It is going to even we were thinking about I think Vanny, we ditched this concept, but we were thinking about when you go Pathfinder, you're actually going from heavy to medium armors because he's more flexible. We might even go back to this conversation one day, but the Pathfinder should feel very versatile, and it should be, we don't like the word soldier per se, but he should be the ultimate soldier,
Yeah.
ultimate veteran, and I think it will feel very special when you play that. The next one is the Vanguard. So again, multiple ways to make a tank, but we were thinking about a tank that is really beefy, it's really armored, probably has a lot of very nice ways to avoid damage. We were also thinking about the turn aspect of it. Maybe he will return a lot of damage. We'll see how to
The
fully
soaking
execute this
mechanic, yeah.
mechanic. But the Vanguard will be more pointed at the Templar tank on the Paladin. The Templar is more about support. It's still very tough guy to remove from the fight. But the Vanguard is just more aggressive. It doesn't have enough healing. It does not support. This is also what we don't like to design around only strong suits. We like to go through the cons of the character.
Yeah.
You cannot do that. You cannot do that. You cannot, because you want to have a specific role. When you go to a dungeon, when you quest, when you do everything, you should feel like your experience 12%, 6% of the game when it comes to mechanics. So the Vanguard definitely is very unique for those reasons I mentioned. Overall, it's a lovely mix. We should also understand that the warrior as a whole have more mobility than the paladin. It has the more ways to navigate through the fight. It has some very cool passives. So see, but I think overall Vanguard will feel very comfortable to be played. Maybe I'm more excited about this tank than anyone else. But it's really special. And then we move to the Berserker.
The
So with the
Viking.
Berserker,
Viking type.
the Viking Berserker, we're obviously now going to call them Vikings. But we were thinking about a guy that just don't want to die. It's going to still be in the thick of battle. We were thinking more about crits, about percentage HP, and what this will do for the character. Obviously, we love Oa from League of Legends, but this will not be completely it. It's more about a guy that at one point you feel like it's squishy, and after a specific amount of time, you understand that this guy is actually killing everybody on the battlefield. It will be maybe one of the most glass cannon front lines, because at the end of the day, Rogue will find a way to disengage. Some of the other melees will find a way to save themselves. Berserker is all in, right? I don't have pets like the Beastmaster. I'm just coming for your throat, and whoever survives is worthy to survive. So the aggressiveness of the Berserker cannot be matched by anyone else.
Exactly.
So it's lovely.
Exactly. So we covered pretty much all of the classes except one. And that one class is one of the most anticipated, if not the most anticipated class in Scars of Honor. Once we cover that class, we're gonna go full mode Q&A with you guys to go over the questions you might have for the different classes, and we'll try to give you all the answers. But now, time for the big one, the pirate. This one was the most anticipated by you guys, and I will give the word to Alex to explain why we went this crazy direction and we decided to make a pirate a very important class in Scars of Honor. So, Alex, you have the word.
For us, it was so no-brainer. Let's make the most fun class ever. Like, let's make this guy that is bigger than life, that explode things, that just have a parrot, drinks rum, and does a lot of insane things on the fight on the battlefield. It's so fun, all aspects of it. The swashbuckler is more of a, imagine like the captain or the typical frontliner. It
Yarr.
has this very funny buckler that is not a real shield. It's more like offensive shield. If you know, in real life, the bucklers were used to hit people in the face instead to protect from arrows or gun shots. So the swashbuckler is the ultimate duelist. It will be very fun to see how those will fight a blade dancer, for example, or the berserker. But it has also those kind of a captain abilities in inspiring people. It has a parrot. It does a lot of cool things with the parrot. It has also a gun, but it's more about the melee aspect. The curse one is more specific. It uses spirit magic.
Before we jump to the cursed one, a very important question. Sorry to interrupt you. Can the pirate be a tank? Because always on the left we had some sort of a tank. So can you tell us a little bit more about the swashbuckler? Is it a tank or is it a pure DPS?
It has the tank swashbrower aspect. It will not be completely like fully tank, right? In a very defensive aspect. But there is a way. That's the idea. You can go more into that to become an actual person that kind of make the enemy focus at him and kind of pay everybody to pay attention to him on the opposite side. But it is more hybrid in this aspect of it, the tank part.
Drunk pirates feel less pain. The chat is saying, which is accurate. That's
Guys,
accurate.
I'm writing this mechanic right now. I'm going to open a ticket. we implement it.
Being drunk make you stronger as a
Or
pirate.
just reduce damage.
Yeah.
That's
Why?
perfect.
Where's the rum gone? Says the chat, and that's the important question. Will the pirate throw the vine? This sounds like a fun mechanic. Okay, so
It definitely can be.
let's explore the cursed archetype of the pirate, and what do you want to say? Tell us about it.
So the curse definitely use the. We were thinking about from where the magic will come. It will come from the bottom of the sea. That people just don't go there. It's too dark and nobody knows
Davy
what's going on
Jones.
there. And it's a little bit Lovecraftian. It's a little bit tentacles. We were thinking about that, but it's at the end of the day, it has a lot of spiritual presence, and it does things that people should not be able to do. And we're thinking a lot about those mechanics. Some of them will make the devs not like us.
Because
So
a
we'll-
lot of work will be made there. This is why
Yeah, I wish-
this is the internal joke that he is referring to. When he says that means this will require a lot of development. So I'm
Yeah,
translating. Yeah.
So Necromancer is like, that's one of the classes that, and also we are debating, do we release with that? But we will probably not be able to release with all the classes. But in Necromancer,
Yes.
it feels like whenever it's released, it will take all the spotlight. It's definitely something we are very exciting to give ourselves enough time to make it right, because it should be something you hopefully you'll never experience in the game. And the last is the Cannoneer. Is the guy that makes things go boom. It can throw a whole ship at you. It can ask for cannon support from a ship. It uses pistols. We are also thinking about guns again. I repeat that, but it will be the gunner as a concept as well. So
A
he's
range type of a DPS, right?
exactly, that makes a lot of things just explodes, and it's a very, very cool. The parrot will also play a big role with the cannoneer, kind of helping him where to land things and what will be the outcome of that. So the cannoneer is really, really like the boom class, as we like to call it.
And he makes everything go boom. So in general, guys, I think we've covered pretty much all of the classes, and now it's the fun part, the Q&A section, where we're going to go over all of your questions, and we are going to answer everything about all of these classes. So chat, go there, start spamming your questions and let's go as much as we can. We'll try to pick questions that were like not answered, so that's important. And yes, Alex, it was a huge pleasure having you around because you provided a lot of information. So let's start with the questions. Summon and Cannon Strike, yes, definitely. So this is one of the classes when it comes to the pirate that is really strong on AoE, and that was the basically how we wanted it to portray, to call on the cavalier and just the artillery, sorry, and have it make a huge AoE impact. So let's start with the questions. Can we see some models of gameplay of any of those? Could be like Elemental Summoner or Phantom Summoner from Lineage 2. I'm not familiar with this reference to from Lineage 2. I don't know, Alex, if you are, but in general, Pirate and Necromancer, as I said it in the beginning, these are probably the last two classes that we're going to design and plug inside the game. Why? Because the moment when we do those, we would have the biggest amount of mechanics. Mechanics, I mean, game design developer mechanics that the game design can incorporate in order to create a lot of meaningful spells. So the more we have, the better diversity. So for the swashbuckler, is there be a no shield or it's more like a sword and pistol combat? Can you cover that, Alex?
So the idea with these classes, you can still use it with a buckler and a saber or a spear. So basically very unique one-hander for this class. The buckler is a shield that is offensive shield.
Yeah.
Imagine it like that. The pistol is an option for him as well, because again, people can decide to play it in a different way. But the buckler will vary. This is basically the core aspect of the of this class,
Okay.
of the swashbuckler. So it's very interesting how much of defense this can provide, but it will not be as much of a guy that wears a door for a shield like the Templar.
Okay, so another question that we have from another member of the stream is Grizzly asking, how do you approach balance between PvP classes and PvE classes? Is the goal for everything to feel balanced, or will you embrace classes feeling strong in different areas? Let me cover that one. So in general, we don't have this clear, specific distinguishment between PvE classes and PvP classes. It is when we're designing classes, and Alex, you can confirm that, yes or no, but we want always to make sure that this class is viable in both places. We just don't want to say, if you go pirate, you can do only PvP, because with pirate and PvE, you're useless. Like, this is not how we approach class design.
Yes. Overall, the idea, guys, is obviously there are some abilities that will be specifically effective in a more dedicated mode, like maybe for arena or for a morning pass, or but at the end of the day, you should feel adequate everywhere. The balance is very interesting topic. If everything is perfectly balanced, it will be very boring. Unfortunately, I can tell you that much.
That's the harsh reality.
Feel like a Excel table. But what we want to do is, if we give you this sandbox experience, then you have all those talents, all those cars, all those equipment, and we constantly release new equipment with new passive that modifies completely the spec. You can do whatever you want, and it will be like, oh, this build, we thought that this might be cool, but this is actually dominating right now, some aspect of it. And what we want to do is to not say, okay, let's nerf everything. The idea is to just maybe buff something else and keep the things kind of in the same ballpark without breaking the fun. Because if you theory craft a cool class and for a week it's like, wow, this is so fun, and I come and just absolutely decimate it because maybe it's broken. Unless it's complete, if you one-hitting people or bosses,
one-shotting,
yeah, that's a problem. But overall, we want to stay out of the nerfs and stay more of a giving you new ways to redefine yourself.
Exactly. So another question from the community from Necro Tarkan. So all classes will be able to have a build they can save to swap to. so we can cover multiple rows in our friend group. So one person isn't crying; they are stuck healing, tanking. So I can have a necro go void tank or healer blood mage. Let me cover that. Yes, in general, you can pick the playstyle you wanna play. You can create also a hybrid between the blood mage and the void tank. It's up to you. It's up to the task that you are wanting to complete. So in that sense, you definitely can swap in between. It's not you choose it once and you cannot respect. It's definitely a possibility to be able to respect in gameplay. Now there is a question that is not that much related to classes, but it's more like connected to talents, and talents are essential part from um, classes in some way or form. There is a 6 starting nodes and 3 specific ways. So you guys, so I guess 2 starting nodes per way. Can we take 2, 3, and 6 starting node? Can you tell us about those starting nodes? Can we just focus on a moment for on them, and clear that for the community?
Right now, with the last design iteration, we want to give you one of those 6, and it's not 2 per type. That's why I said this is a very old document. You can choose to ditch everything you saw with the Paladin and decide to focus on the mobility or this banner that kind of give a big aura for everybody inside it. That basically gives you this kind of a free start to go wherever you want. So 3 of the nodes will be a little bit more committal and more traditional. 3 of them will be more about mobility, more about support, more about something else, for example, of the Paladin. So this is what we want to do. We don't want you to, yes, you pick one, and this is your start of the journey. You're not going to be able to go back and pick the other 6, but through the paths of the map, you're mapping, let's say, your talents, and you can go, no matter where you start, you can go to every node of the tree. And this for us is, if we give you that much freedom, you can do so many options. And we can later on add additional points. We can give you additional nodes. It should be something that you always feel like this is my build. Unless obviously you want to min-max, go find some guide that maybe in a week actually it's not optimal. Maybe there is 7 different better builds, but somebody said, this is my starting guide for haunted pirates, right? And everybody go for that. But every 2-3 weeks we see that people will switch out at least 50-20% of the talent, and this is what we want to achieve. If we are there, you are hooked, you are exciting, you are experience your class to the fullest without committing to this one path to rule it all, right?
Exactly. So another very interesting question from Funby. So will weapons be class locked? If so, which classes get what weapons? How many different weapons types are in the game? I think we had that in the beginning, in the document. Maybe we should navigate there to answer that again. Can you walk exactly here?
Yeah.
Here.
So
Exactly.
one thing with the weapons, guys. Now, this is one of the more expensive part. And again, you don't care how much time we spend for things and all of that. But every weapon to feel good, it requires a very special set of animations. So some of the weapons we might drop or postpone for later on. Also, some of them right now it feels like everything on the screen. I think polyarms right now we're going to shelve them for later. But we have this idea of a class is focusing on. Then if you can follow me.
1 second. 1 second.
Yes.
Here we go.
Okay. And again, very old document. Nothing is up to date. Still, it's just inspiration. We wanted those weapons to not be like, okay, this is the Paladin only use specific weapon type, right? We want those weapons to be wanted by multiple classes, every weapon, if possible. So even if we make the fist, and again, fist is a dual wielding. You're taking the 2 fists. It's not main hand and off hand. But when you have the fist, there will be at least 2 or 3 classes that can use wear fist weapons. And basically, when a class equip, let's say the fist weapon, one of his basic attacks will change. Like the basic attack of the class, we don't have auto attacks, guys. Every time you need to tap to have an action, not why it damages to define your DPS. We're not doing that. So your weapon will define your playstyles. And sometimes Paladin is that type of a class. Sometimes 2 or 3 weapons will use this basic attack, while some other weapon will use this basic attack, while the one-handers and the shield will use third basic attack, right? And this is basically your class starts with the basic attack.
Exactly.
And you can wear one set of equipment type, and from there you build the rest of it. You can, for example, decide to go for big hits on the Paladin, on the most special abilities, get the avatar form that is making like this killing machine, and for weapons to go maybe for one-handed and a shield basic attack, and actually commit to a little bit of a defense through the basic attack. So many ways for you to play the class. And obviously, if you're a traditionalist, you get your two-handed sword or a hammer, you go for the critical build, you get the main points, you can do that. But if I can give you another way for you to play the game, and if this, not me, but if we can give you that, and if this is viable, and if you can make something special out of it that works for you, we did our job, right? We are
Exactly.
clean through that.
And one thing that is the most important for us is make sure that this connects well and it's fun to play. This is the most important part. We definitely want to balance as much as possible and apply this rock, paper, scissors archetypes and spread the classes into these 3 groups so that we know that it's easier for that class to be that class because of just game design choices, and it will have the upper hand against that class. But we definitely don't want to create one class that can have everything, have cool utilities against everyone and have an answer for everything. So in that sense, we believe in that separation of these 3 um, uh, um, groups, if we can say it that way.
Also, just
Yeah.
one final caveat. Unless you're a warrior, when you go for the weapon specialist, you have much more options. But that's it, right? Like, why is not, let's make this class special because of those multiple reasons, than one cookie cutter mechanic to define it. So
yeah, but with the warrior, the example is the moment when the class against him is strong with swords, it's strong with keeping you at place. You're kinda right away like in a situation where it's super hard for you to win against this class. So again, you're strong with weapons and close combat, but when it comes to range, and somebody can keep you in distance, and if they successfully do so, they will defeat you as a warrior.
But, and let's say for like 30 seconds, we'll move to the next topic. But maybe you move to the mobility talents in the warrior, but you ditch most of the damage, or half of the damage, or part of the damage. Or you go for survivability, and warrior survivability is hard, but there will be some nodes that allows you to survive more. But now you're moving from mobility or for specific ability that you want to have. So those choices we want you to go through that, right? And that's, you should never feel like I'm stuck, my class cannot do, like, obviously you're a warrior, you're not going to heal, but if it's a mobility thing, you should have
Yeah.
mobility ways to break CCs, to get CC immunity for a very short period of time through a passive, maybe after you use specific ability. We give you tools, but if you get these two, you're not getting those other tools, right?
And another a comment from YouTube: this better be a skilled game, not a gear-based game. So this is one of the modes that we don't want to go in the route when we are like only skill is what matters, or only gear is what matters. This is why, for example, when it comes to PvP, we have the 2 modes in the battleground. One that is skill based, which is you go there with equal gear and you fight against others purely based on your skills. This will define the outcome of the battle. But then you have the arena where you go with your own gear, and this is where you dominate the arena, showcasing how strong you are. So we have these different modes in Scars of Honor. And okay, we have a little bit of ads maybe rolling at the moment. Let me just check quickly. Yes. So will our classes have their own resources like rogue energy, etc.? Very important question, which I believe we somehow managed to not answer so far and don't cover. When it comes
Okay.
to resources, every single class will have different resources, some of which might overlap, like mana, for example, definitely can overlap here and there, and other resources can overlap. But one thing is certain that different classes will have the full ability to provide different energy, different resources for them. We can definitely also respect that with talents. We have this ability to do it, and it's not something that we cannot. In that sense, we definitely can go and explore different builds.
What I can add on that is we for sure have going to have some kind of a rage mechanic, energy and mana. And after that, for every class, we have a lot of ideas how to make, let's say, the Amon Ranger, the Sin mechanic on the Paladin. There's so many things, the gunpowder on the Pirate. We were thinking about multiple layers of complexity after that. The main thing, guys, is I think we need to make it fun before we move to
Yeah, exactly.
extreme level of, like, I'm game designer, right? Like my job is to invent cool stuff, but we need to implement them. They need to stick the landing and they need to feel good. For example, if we have arrows for the ranger, and after you shoot X times, you need to stop and recharge your arrows. This is cool. Or let's say the gunpowder of the pirate. Let's similar
Yeah.
scenario. This is cool, but how cool it will be if you shoot twice or 5 times and then you stop, or a spell that actually use all your gunpowder and now you stop for a second. We need to. We are tinkering with those things. We see how much of those will get to the game, but we need to prove the class is fun before we make it a little bit too designy and less actually fun for the
I see. So another interesting question: with the ability to change between healer, tank, and DPS depending on build, does that mean drops will vary between light, medium, and heavy, or will the drops depend on the build? So in general, currently we don't have a system that tracks who is fighting against the boss. No, I mean we have the system to track who is fighting against the boss, but we don't have a system in place that defines the best possible wood because you, for example, are a warrior, assassin, or a pirate. It is just a pool of items that can be dropped. Like we have a how do we call it, a drop tables? How are we
loot
defining?
manager. We have a loot
Yes.
manager that really is trying to create pools. Guys, am I losing you?
No. You were definitely
Okay.
hearing you. Everything is good.
Sorry. Because something lagged for a second. So this, by the way, we need to discuss this separately in a month or in a week or two, Vinny, when we
Okay.
go through that. But overall, we want a system that is a little bit more fair. So when you fight, we want you to get wood if you're part of the fight, not to drop one sword and 5 people are like, oh, I want it, I don't want it. Like, you should have your drop for yourself, but the wood kind of stays consistent, and we really want to focus a little bit more on the crafting aspect. So have this in mind, guys. Our game should not be I get a sword, it's with these specific stats, nothing crows anywhere, I get this sword and I'm good, right? I will never touch a sword ever. We don't want to be there. We want you to look for the best item, do a lot of crafting. So the crafting for us is really important. So sometimes at the end of the dungeon, we're not going to give you this amazing weapon and I never run the dungeon again. We're going to give you crafting materials a lot, and you're going to go and shuffle them. We are still free to play, no pay to win. You're not going to buy any of those things in the shop, but you need to. We don't want to make a dungeon. Build it for 6 months. You go, you get the 200,
And that's it.
and that's it. That's why we don't have those type of dungeons. We have Procedure generation. This is another topic, Benny. I know.
You're so passionate about
jumping
that.
that.
You want to throw all the information, but yeah, that's another topic that we can cover in a future stream. And I really want to hear from you guys. What are the next topics that you want us to cover? What is the information that you want to be shared with you? But before we move, let's also continue with. Sorry. Let's also continue with the other questions that we have in the chat. And Varus is asking, will you add dual spec system in the game? Basically, we have we call this one as we put it in the group of UX, user experience, and nice to have features that are important for just the ease of use of the system. Do we have it at the moment implemented? No. Are we planning to do such things in future? Yes. When? I cannot definitely tell right now, because it depends on the priorities and the feedback that we get from you guys, and the amount of bugs, the amount of problems we're gonna find and solve. As I said in previous streams, for us it's important to focus on several key aspects of the game rather than promising you the world and promising that the game will be best of the best the moment when it's released. We want to release a game that have a very solid foundation, that clicks with the audience, that focuses on the roots of the genre, and that gives us solid foundation for future expansion of the game. So
Yeah.
will it be fully featured? No, 100% no, but it will have the essentials 100%.
I think this is the most important part that we want to communicate with you guys. That's why those streams are that important. The game will be released, but that's for us. It's not okay. The game is released. For us, it's like what's going on in a year or 2 years. How often we put quality of life, because quality of life updates, people don't understand that they're more important sometimes than a new class or a battle pass for Christmas, right? Like quality of life. If we don't have the time to add additional talents, to have additional specs that you can switch, it's because maybe we needed more time to finish the pirate or to finish the druid summons or something else. But it will be something that we want to very fast release to you guys in a update or two, because we know that you need that. So this will be we just want to do a lot. We don't have super big team, and it's about priorities. But if we see that this is a really important thing for you and you're constantly about dual spec, just don't quote me on that. We will obviously will try to put it in front of something else.
So another very important question, and I think it's not that related to classes in general, but it's more about how items work in Scars of Honor. And the question comes from Troz. Will items be bind or pick up? Can you elaborate a little bit more on that and the status of the items the moment when you obtain them?
Okay, so the idea with the items is this. We really like to have a trading key in the game, like a completely you guys trade between each other. That's it. We will see if we have some kind of a fee for the house, but again, this is freemium things in the game. You now don't buy anything there. We really like some of the mechanics from some other games when it comes to action house and trading.
Yeah.
But to be able to trade, we cannot just do soulbounds. Soulbounds will be needed here and there. Yeah, we might decide to have a very specific crafting thing that happens not very often, and this thing to be soulbounded. We might have specific items that we don't want to throw to people, but we will have level cap, which means that if you get some amazing for level 20, you're not going to throw it for level 5 player for free. But trading is a thing, so soulbound will happen, but not very often. If it might not happen at all, but we will keep it here and there where we feel like if we don't do that there,
it becomes OP.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we are entering an outbreak at the moment. So I would just use that to go over a little bit of more questions and pick up some of those that are not fully class related. And then we're gonna go back when the ad is done and continue with the questions that are purely regarding classes, because this is the topic of today's stream. J Oddity is asking, is the release a full release or it will be early access? Is this confirmed anywhere? So, we confirmed in many places that the game will first go in early access. We had a huge discussions amongst ourselves. We also have a poll with the community to understand the community take on this, and we believe that early access needs to be free to play early access with the packs that are like founder packs with cosmetics inside that will allow you to. We were joking in the Discord that after 12 years on the sixth release of Scars of Honor Classic, you need to brag about that you was there on the early access, so you have the founders pack, and then we will go into full release after the early access. But on the early access, it will be definitely not all of the classes inside, not all of the content inside, and a lot of those will be added when 1.0 comes. Then we have another quality of life is huge because people just want to play a game that has them. I'm not sure I understand that part, but I know the importance of quality of life feature. So, Armegon TV, progression systems would be great for the next discussion. Progression systems in terms of leveling system, in terms of scar system is definitely something that we can do a dedicated stream upon, because it's a unique thing that we are implementing in MMORPGs. I'm not sure, but Alex, you would say if I'm correct or not, or at least by your knowledge, but I think such system was not made so far in any other MMORPG, like mainstream MMORPG. The moment when you level up, you kill a boss, you get some sort of a random modifier.
Yes. The scars were very unique for our genre. It's not unique for the industry. There are games that does it. We just need to find the sweet spot that it feels very extremely exciting. Like for us, it was, for example, when we level up, and we had this discussion about 2 years ago, it was like, hey, can I pick strength or dex or intelligence? and I was like, okay, but that's really outdated. Like, you're a warrior, you want to smash people with the two handles. Why are you going to pick intelligence? And it was like, okay, but intelligence will give you 7 star. Like, we thought about that, and it's more of a gimmick, guys. It's another to give you like 4 passives, or out of 8 maybe, and these 4 passive throw, and you can reroll the scar. And we need to have a meeting about like a
discussion.
special, yeah. I don't want, like, if we need to have this. We will have this stream. Venue will have this stream every week with you guys. But overall, scars are exciting, and they're making the class unique. Outside of that, we can talk about the crafting expertise, about the gathering expertise, that are also progression tracks, about the honor system. There is so many progression in the game. We also have ideas of how to complete a zone. And what does this do for you to be able to let's say travel a little bit freer, because we don't like flying, we don't like teleports, we don't like a lot of those. Here and there for the modes we will use them, but there is also progression of the zone. There is so much progression discussion we can have for that, but
yeah,
it will take another 2-3 hours.
So, guys, let's go into last questions regarding the classes in Scars of Honor. Focus your questions on this, so I'll try to pick the unanswered already questions, and then we will discuss what comes next, what will be the next stream, what will be the main topic of the next stream. So, we have an interesting question. Armegon TV, can you expand on tanks control skills? Do they have an ability to reposition enemies, group them? This is important for PvP, especially for me. So let me answer that question. In general, we were discussing a lot of systems where we're taking out the control of the character by just simply stunning it, or slowing it at place, or silencing. We believe these are some sort of a mechanics that takes away the control of the character. We need to be very careful with those, and especially when it comes to PvP, if one tank can regroup and reposition a lot of players, it is an ability that can be a game changer. So can we say there's gonna be such abilities in future? Definitely that can be such ability in future. Do we have it in current plans? No. not really in a sense where you can get like if 20 people are around you, you summon 20 at your place. We had a spell that was like get over here, and you just get that player to your position. So the repositioning mechanic, we have it inside the game, but we are not yet certain how well it will be implemented in specific classes or no, to give you a direct answer on that. And we have with another... Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I just wanted to say that we discussed that a lot, and it's all about how we tank in the game at all. Do we have threat system or not? There is a specific discussion we should have about that with you. We also talk about taunt in PvP, and do we want it or not? So this is what Ven is talking about. We are on a lot of those topics, and this is the idea of this company and this game, is for us to be able to go to places and see if this is a place we want to be, or want to leave the room and move to another one that potentially might give us more. So this is the situation with the taunt in PvP.
Yeah. So another interesting question on the topic. So Battlemage, you mentioned they are primarily a tank. Are you able to move more into damage-oriented role, or are they just gonna be always a tank of a group when it comes to grouping? So definitely you can go tank, you can go DPS only. Battlemage is not the one and only spec that you can apply for the mage. You can definitely create a hybrid, or you can go purely one direction where it's just a tank or just a DPS. It's up to you guys. It's up to you. Can you share the class doc you showed? I'm afraid to do so because this will create a lot of misinterpretation, because when we are here and explaining, people can come back to the video, hear the fact that this is a mood board. This is not something that we 100% say and guarantee that it will be in the game. This is the mood board. This is the intention of our game design, to go and explore these classes and understand, iterate over them to understand if they are fun or no. And another very interesting question: which classes will be faction walked, Armegon TV? So when it comes to walking a specific class to a race, we always ask ourselves, can this be a war accurate thing? For example, can you have undead
Druid was the worst.
Yeah, exactly.
Life death type of...
How does that connect? Like Druid and undead, how they connect? So in that sense, we just believe that it's gonna break the immersion of the game, and this is why we don't want to put that class in that race. But amazing answer. Okay, so
by the way, Venny, I need to say it in front of the world, people that are looking at us. I think the paladins, demons should be paladins, because they have this Inquisitor edge with the fire. So
it's gonna be fun.
Demonic paladins can be very, very badass type of thing.
Exactly. So chat, it was a huge honor to be here with you today on yet another Sunday, when we are sitting down and we are discussing very important topic about Scars of Honor, the classes. Today with us was Mr. Alex Filipov, who is the game design director of Scars of Honor. Alex, would you like to say a few closing words before we conclude?
I would say two things. First, it was extreme blast for me. I love to talk about game design. I love for us to go to places to understand what people care about, and it's so interesting. And basically, the second part is a lot of the question you ask, almost all of them, we ask ourselves. And
on
this
a daily
is
basis.
For me, it's very indicative that we are talking about the same things. We feel we are closer to you and we understand you. Obviously, that's a journey. Whatever we do, some people will like it, some people might not like it, but we as a group, and you being part of that, of this journey of the making of this game, is very, very unique. We don't serve a big corporation, we don't serve a specific let's say trend on the market. We like to serve you guys, and it's very, very special. That's why we're crazy, that's why we're so hyped
And passionate.
when explained those things, because it's just fun to make this game, guys.
Thank you, Alex. And thank you guys, thank you for being part of today's stream. If you guys have not wishlisted Scars of Honor, this is the main thing that you can do in order to help us. We don't want you to go and buy anything. We want you to go and wishlist the game, spread the word, and by the way, huge shout out to all the amazing YouTubers and streamers that are covering Scars of Honor. This is what makes us move forward, and this is what gives us a lot of energy. This is what shows us that we are in the right track. It's because we are here with you and we get the feedback as much as we can. So guys, without further ado, go wishlist Scars of Honor, and if you want to know what is gonna be the next topic, please come in Discord and let's have a discussion there, because there is where we decide what comes next and what should be what is most interesting for you. Thank you for being part of today's stream. Take care, and we are going to see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Hark, brave souls, the night grows late, the fire dims, yet dreams await. The tales are told, the danger's gone, we all have followed Armegon. The banners fall, the horns grow still, the moon now rises o'er the hill. Scars of honor, battles fought, memories made and lessons taught. Though this night draws to an end, our song lives on, my loyal friends. Fear not the dark nor closing scene, for we shall gather here again.
Follow, follow, follow Armegon. Return again, come everyone. Scars of honor, our legend spun. Come back next week, the tales go on.
Raise your voices, speak once more. Let the chat resound and roar. Share your stories, bring your cheer, for we'll return, the day draws near. 7 nights of fleeting span, we'll meet again as heroes can. The fire waits, the hall shall ring, the songs of battle we shall sing.
Follow, follow, follow Armegon. Return again, come everyone. Scars of honor, our legend spun. Come back next week, the tales go on.
Hush now, heroes, rest your heads. Dream of quest and battle spread. Next week's dawn will light the way, and we shall fight another day.
Follow, follow, follow Armegon. Return again, come everyone. Scars of honor, our legend spun. Come back next week, the tales go on.
Hark, brave souls, the night grows late, the fire dims, yet